good times with that in the youth group there, the kids there for a few years. We did that. And, I can remember one time we went to the Pine Grove Sportsman's Club. We had we stayed overnight, but we had a prayer and fasting. You know, we had the fast before we went. Remember that, Karen? How long that? I don't know, it was all day, or maybe we started that night and had to go till 5 o'clock the next day. So we wanted to make sure the kids, you know, would miss that, you know, like the breakfast and the noon time, so they really knew what that fasting was like. So anyways, we had the supper then up there, and Gary had the lesson, and you know, he had the salvation message. So anyways, there's you know, he liked doing that, you know, giving the salvation message, what God has done in his life. And I can remember, who was it there? There's like Jim Hunt, Shelley Holt, and Scott Hagberg was there, and Bruce Miller, and he had two sisters, Laura and I can't think of the other, Christine or something I think her name was. Had Jim Stoll at that time was there, and John and David Bortz, and then Kevin Knopf, he used to go there, was with us, and Laura Knopf. Anyways, a bunch of those kids accepted that Lord that night. And that's why I always say, you know, for youth group and Sunday school, and Guru is always involved in that, it's so important to teach those kids at a young age. So anyways, keep going along. Make it quick. Finally, you know, I started going to Haiti, and I moved to Florida, started going to Haiti, and it took me like 8 years to get him to convince to go on a mission trip, you know. So I finally got Gary down there to go with me to go to Haiti. And Karen and the girls come down, and Gary, and they stayed at my house, and we went off to Haiti. And I was working with a Haitian pastor I've known over there for years. His name was Minus Blanc. And we were building a church for him, and we were laying the blocks. And I figured get Gary, since he laid blocks, and that'd be a good job for him. So anyways, we'd be laying those blocks, and oh, he had a tough time, because they don't have mortar, they have cement. You know, he's used to laying those blocks and putting that concrete on the end of the blocks and setting them in place. Well, that mortar, without having that alignment, would always fall off. He'd always try to butt the ends of those blocks with that cement, you know. I mean, he never laid one unless he didn't have it. He'd put it on, and as soon as he'd flip it up, it'd fall off, you know. He'd put it back on, flip it up, and sometimes a little bit would stick, so he'd put that in place, you know. And he had a tough time laying those blocks over there. And he did a good job. And what the Haitians do, they just lay a row and come back and just fill in the cracks, you know, and keep right on going. But Gary tried and tried and tried to put those, to lay those blocks. Of course, then the Haitian blocks weren't the best, you know. They'd fall apart on us and, you know, everything else. But we had a good time over there doing that. You know, then I know, you know, Gary took, was it Aaron, I think the first time to Africa, then he went to Chad. Then Karen took, did you go to Haiti with Anna? Yep. So then he went down south, you know, I don't know if it was Louisiana or Alabama, one of the places there. You know, did some work there. So anyways, I got him involved in that mission work. So yeah, I like giving him a hard time. So anyways, in closing, you know, Gary's walk with Jesus, you know, like I said, it was always like just a steady uphill climb. And I look back, and he's like the book of James. Gary reminds me of the book of James. You know, like in his walk and how to live. Like first chapter talks about your confident stand. You know, Gary knew where he was. Chapter 2 talks about compassionate service. Chapter 3 is your careful speech. I've never seen him get mad at anybody. And chapter 4 is what a Christian feels. Chapter 5 is, you know, what a Christian gives. And so, I look back, and that's Gary. Should say Briggs. So anyways, then I like James chapter 1, verse 12. It says, Blessed the man who perseveres under trial, because when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, and that God has promised to those who love him.